All right, the engine's running a little rough, and I can't figure out why. So I'm going to do some quick tuning on it. I'd already done a timing on it when I first started it up. I could probably check it again, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the points and test the dwell on this. So I'm guessing maybe the guy who rebuilt my engine didn't gap the points right. I'm not too sure, so I'm gonna do a little bit of testing and see what's going on. Um, so what I've got here, I've got my dad's old stuff. I've got old car, I got old tools. So I have the timing light that he had, and then also this engine analyzer, which does dwell and RPM and volt testing of the things, which was kind of cool. I know it's his. I know he bought it because I was in here kind of reading the directions on how to use this machine, and I was going through here and going through the notes, and I see his handwriting on here, which is kind of cool. And then I was trying to figure out, what degree for the dwell was, and there it is. He wrote it down right there. So that's his handwriting, which is kind of neat. But anyway, so this machine here is a little bit different setup than your current dwell. You got your positive, negative to the battery. And then this here goes on to your distributor, and then from there, then you do your settings on here to read it, and then adjust to what you need. So for here, you got a 4, a 6, and an 8. So when you turn the engine on, needle will move to whatever current dwell it is right now. So you want to read your 8-cylinder, and then so for my 327 for the V8, it should be about 30. 28 to 32 that my dad wrote, but then I looked online, and 30 is about the good range, and so that this meter has to go right about there, right at the 30. I'm guessing it's much less based on the way it's running. I'm guessing it's probably like a 10 or something like that. So we'll find out, but that's my guess. So I'll warm up, get going, and then also I was able to pull my carburetor off and rebuild it. So the carburetor I had on there was just a Frankenstein carburetor. So I was actually able to rebuild it and get some original Rochester parts. So now I have my choke. I was finally all hooked up. It seems to be working. So it's not bad. Of course, it's not the original carburetor, but I'm trying to get as many original parts as possible. So I'll make this get started up and then start working on it, and kind of go from there. All right, got it running. So my new choke, everything here works pretty good. It closed. A couple turns, it started right up, and then once it warmed up, and then my choke spring retracted, and it works great. So the only thing is that I need a new lever. I had to make one, so the length is not quite right. I'm probably about maybe a 1/4 inch off on this, but for now it works. So I found one online, so wait for it to come with the mail. And then the rest, I checked the timing real quick. It's way off, so I'm gonna get a little warm up a little bit, check the timing, and then fix it, and then do the dwell, do that, and then check the timing again. And hopefully that should work. We'll see. And then when I do the dwell, I'll show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, in case some of you are curious on what it is and how to do it. All right, so I got my timing gun set up. So I've got power for the timing gun on the battery, positive, negative, and then I've got my clamp on valve number 1. I hang it a little out of the way. That way, it's not sitting on the down here or getting melted like I did last time. It sat on the exhaust manifold, so hanging it away, making the other spark plugs and heat. And then you've got to pull your vacuum and plug it. I just got whatever was in my drawer. It's like a little shelf thing, so you got to plug this up. Okay. So again, I'm about 10. To be honest, I don't know if it's between 8 and 12. Some say 8, some say 10, some say 12. I really don't know, to be honest. So I'll play with it and do some more research, but for now I'll leave it at 10. And then I'll shut it off, get it plugged back in, and then we'll work on the dwell. Alright, got the dwell meter set up. So positive, negative. And then for this old school one, you got to put it to other tests, and then put it on dwell, and then the green wire goes to your negative on your coil. And then, like I said, I was on the previous video. I'm at see here, 15, which is where I thought I would be, which is good. So we need to adjust that Allen screw that's inside the cap so we hit 30. Alright, got my Allen. I just tape these up so that when I'm using it, they don't flop open. So what's cool about Chevys is they've got that little gate right here. You can open and close and access the Allen screw that's in there. Fords don't. You have to take that cap on and off and adjust it. It is a pain in the ass, so that's what I love about this thing. So to increase our angle, our degree, we want to turn that Allen clockwise to increase it. If you want to decrease it, of course, counterclockwise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it, and we can watch that dwell go up and down. So I'll put it on the hard to hold the phone in. Okay, got the Allen in there, so I'm going to turn it clockwise. That dwell go up. Doesn't take much. Remember, we're looking at the V8, so it's top red. We want to get to 30. So you see the engine is changing. Oh, back way down again. Okay, notice the sound change in the engine. Okay, which means you have to go back and check the timing again. So I'm going to get to 30. I'll keep working. And now it sounds like crap, but we're at 30. 8-cylinder. Okay, so now we want to go back to the timing and adjust the timing. Alright, now we're at, that's way low. That's your advanced, almost 6 degrees right there. So it's positive 6 on there. So let's get that timing taken care of. Okay. I decided to put it at 12. Okay. And then that's it. So I'm going to tighten that up and then put the vacuum back on and go from there. I'm going to check the job one more time. Drop just a tad, so I'm going to adjust a little bit more and get to 30. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's unhook the sucker and alright, so before it idled fine and it sounded good, but then once I hit like 1500, 2000 RPMs, it just sounded like shit. Oh yeah. Deal, baby. Awesome. That works. So
Yeah, may go for a drive today.
Woo! All right, so that should be good, man. I'm so glad I did that. It works. Put the air cleaner on and go from there.